biggest beats in the business.
Welcome to another installment with your old buddy.
Huge.
You gotta excuse the get up here. Just got back from the clubs. You know how we do. Yeah, I get bottle service. No big deal. Alright, today we're gonna talk about tracking out beats, making stems. Now recently, I had to track out my beat for a TV show that wanted an instrumental version of my track. This project paid just over $4,000, and I'll put the contract in a link down below so you can check that out. But that's what I'll be talking about today because I get asked for stems all the time, especially in commercials. So tracking out beats, also called stemming out or rendering stems or splits. What are stems? Stems are similar subgroups of instruments that are rendered separately. These stems, when played together simultaneously, will produce the full musical track. Now I'll put these charts in the download link below too, but this is how you have to route your tracks basically. So common stem groups would be drums and percussion, vocals, guitars, synths, etc. So for example, you could put drums and percussion in the same stem because they're similar elements. But you wouldn't put vocals and guitars together because they're too different. That's amateur shit, boy. And amateur means you don't get paid. Now, like I was saying, let's look at the lead vocal routing as an example. As you can see, all the lead vocals here are routed to the lead vocal group. But also the reverb I used is routed to the lead vocal group. Again, background vocals to the background vocal group, and then the background reverb, any delay, whatever you had, also routed to the BV group. Ad-libs has its own group. All three of these lead vocal, background vocals, ad-libs are routed to the all vocals group, or your a cappella group if you want to call it, which is routed to the 2-bus and the master out. As you can see, the ones before getting to the 2-bus group are the instrumental group and the all vocals group. So you have instruments and vocals going in there. And then your master out into your speakers. So what using this 2-bus group allows you to do, it allows you to put any final processing plugins like compressors, EQ, maximizers on this 2-bus group, leaving nothing on the master out. So there's no plugins on this master output. This is useful if you're using a commercial reference track that has already been mastered and you want to A/B it against your track. So if you're listening to a reference track that's already been mastered off a CD or whatnot, and you're playing it out your master out and it has tons of plugins on it, maximizers, then it's going to be super loud compared to your track. So in this way, only your tracks are getting all the maximizing and EQ on the 2-bus group, and then the reference track is just coming out directly out the master track, so you can hear it and try to make it sound like that reference track and make your client happy. All right, so let's take our tracks and bust them. These are my lead vocal tracks. As you can see, I color-coded everything. Vocals are kind of purple, drums and percussion are orange, and my group tracks are blue. So I can just look and I know what track I'm looking at. So I'll go to my mixer, I'll select all my lead vocals, click here, find my vocal group, select that. Okay, next are my background vocals, select those, select the background vocal group. Now don't forget your effects. So these are my effects tracks, reverb and delay. I'm going to take these and route them to my vocal group. And if it was the reverb and the delay for the background vocals, I'd route them to the background vocal group, etc. And I did the same thing here. All these are routed to the drums group. These are routed to the percussion group. And both of these groups are routed to the drums and percussion group. Okay, so why would you spend all your time setting this up? Well, because you can, for example, export just the instrumental group and vocal group to have the most simplest of stems. Or for more control, you can export drums separately, percussion separately, lead vocals separately, background vocals separately, ad-libs separately, and so on. So you can give the mixer as much control as he wants. On a tight deadline, they probably just want a vocal and instrumental. If they're doing a complicated scene where they want a lot of control over the music, you probably want to give them all of these. So let's export our stems here. So here are all my groups: vocal group, background vocals, all vocals. So both of these, vocal, background vocal, routed to my all vocals group. I have drums, percussion, which are both routed to my drums and percussion group. Then I have my bass group, synth, sound effects. So all these things, drums and percussion, bass, synths, sound effects, are all routed to my instrumental group. And if I play the track, I can solo the instrumental group, and it's just the instrumental. If I solo the all vocals group, it's just vocals. And then, so you can mix and match, pick and choose, whatever you want to export. Here's my 2-bus, which is everything. Alright, so let's export these stems. This is Cubase and Nuendo. I think it's the best software for anything really, because watch this. I'm going to click my channel, batch export. I'm going to select my group channels. So in one click, I'm going to have my vocal, background vocals, all vocals, drums, perks, bass, synth, sound effects, and my 2-bus master mix, all stemmed out in this folder here. Export. Takes a few seconds, but you can imagine how long it would take to do these tracks one by one. So let me close all these tracks. So here's the stems I just bounced. I'm going to fly them in here. I'll mute all these old tracks. So as you can see, I play them all together. And that's all my tracks. I play the 2-bus and it's everything. You know, I play the bass, it's just the bass. Background vocals, drums, sound effects. So they're all there separately. I can give it to them. They can do whatever they want with it. So as you can see, with a little bit of setup, stems can save you a lot of time and headache in the future. For copyright reasons, I can't show you the video clip that it was used in, but you can check it out on the website eastlowshigh.com. All right, that's it for today. If you have any questions, post them, hit me up. Don't forget to subscribe. See you on the internet.
Huge Beatz, the biggest beats in the business.